Your need to look intelligent may be making you easier to control. Watch what happens when someone challenges you. You explain. You correct them. You prove that you know more. And without realizing it, you've just shown them exactly what you're capable of. Most people think intelligence means being recognized as intelligent, but sometimes, the smarter move is letting people underestimate you, not because you're weak, because you don't need to prove what you're capable of. Imagine you're at work. Someone explains something to you incorrectly. Your first instinct is, actually, that's not how it works. You correct them. Then you explain why. Then you give them more information than they asked for. You may be right, but you've also revealed how much you know, how you think, and how strongly you need to be recognized for it. Try something different. Ask, how do you usually handle it? Now they talk. And while they're talking, you learn. You learn what they believe, what they don't know, what they care about, and sometimes, what they're trying to hide. You didn't become less intelligent. You simply stopped advertising it. One of the most extreme historical examples comes from the Three Kingdoms period of China. Sima Yi was a highly capable strategist, operating in a dangerous political environment. Showing too much ambition could make you a threat, and being seen as a threat could get you eliminated. According to traditional accounts, Sima Yi eventually used illness as a disguise. When people came to assess him, he reportedly behaved like a man who was weak, sick, and no longer capable of serious political action. One famous account describes him deliberately dropping his food and appearing almost helpless. His enemies became comfortable. They stopped treating him as an immediate threat, and that was the point. Eventually, Sima Yi emerged from this period of apparent weakness and took decisive action against his rivals. The important lesson isn't pretend to be sick and deceive everyone. The lesson is simpler. When people know exactly what you're capable of, they know what to prepare for. When they underestimate you, they may give you room to move. Your intelligence becomes more useful when it isn't constantly on display. The practical advantage of being underestimated is not magic, it's information. When you constantly explain yourself, you give people information about your opinions, your priorities, your knowledge, and your intentions. When you hold back, you create space to observe instead. And when someone believes they already understand you, they may stop looking deeper. That gives you something most people waste: room to think before you act. This doesn't mean becoming mysterious. For the sake of appearing powerful, it means becoming less reactive. You don't need to correct every mistake. You don't need to answer every question immediately. And you don't need to make every person aware of your full capability. First, stop correcting everything. Not every mistake requires your correction. If someone misunderstands something that doesn't affect your objective, let it pass. Correct what matters. Ignore what doesn't. Your goal isn't to win every conversation. It's to protect your attention and choose where your knowledge actually has value. Second, ask before you explain. When someone gives you an opinion, don't immediately counter it. Ask, why do you see it that way? Or, how did you come to that conclusion? Now they're doing the talking. And you're collecting information. This is especially useful in disagreements. You may discover that the person isn't actually disagreeing with you. They may simply be working from different information. You can't learn anything while you're busy proving that you're right. Third, keep some things private. You don't have to reveal your plans, your finances, your ambitions, or your personal reasoning to everyone. Privacy is not deception. You are allowed to keep parts of your life for yourself. The less you reveal unnecessarily, the less material other people have to judge, manipulate, or interfere with. But don't turn privacy into paranoia. The point isn't to distrust everyone. The point is to stop treating complete transparency as a requirement. Fourth, reveal competence when it matters. This is where strategic restraint becomes different from weakness. There are moments when you should speak. There are moments when you should demonstrate your ability. If the outcome depends on your expertise, use it. If your team needs leadership, lead. If your reputation depends on competence, demonstrate competence. The goal isn't to look stupid. The goal is to stop wasting your intelligence on performances that achieve nothing. Be quiet when silence gives you an advantage. Speak when speaking changes the outcome. But there is a danger here. If you constantly make yourself smaller, people may eventually believe the mask. You can lose credibility. You can miss opportunities. And in situations where people genuinely need to trust your ability, hiding it can work against you. So don't confuse strategic restraint with genuine weakness. You are not trying to become invisible. You're deciding when visibility is useful. Think of it this way. Don't hide your ability. Control its exposure. The strongest version of this strategy isn't pretending to be incompetent. It's being competent without needing everyone to know it. The world constantly gives you opportunities to prove yourself. Someone doubts you. Someone challenges you. Someone gets something wrong. And your ego immediately says, "Show them." But you don't have to. Sometimes, the most intelligent response is to let the moment pass. Listen, observe, gather information, then act. When action actually matters. Because intelligence isn't only the ability to know more, it's knowing when your knowledge needs to be visible and when it doesn't. The person who needs to prove everything reveals everything. The person who can remain calm, stay quiet, and choose the right moment keeps something more valuable: control.